Hello, welcome back to reality. Speaking of reality, I am on the tail end of a cold, so if my voice gives out or does something weird during this video, that's why. Also, I don't have any makeup on, and I haven't done my hair. So, you're welcome for being invited into this time. I wanted to do a video about my hospital bag. I'm really excited about the things that are in it, and also the bag itself. And you can find a million of these on YouTube, so maybe mine won't be helpful, but it might also be fun if you were just curious about what's in mine personally. I'm gonna try to do this in an organized fashion. We'll see if I succeed. Because there are a bunch of different lists that you can go off of. So I started packing my hospital bag before I looked at any lists or got any input or anything. So I just packed the things that I thought I would need, and then I would start looking into what other lists had to say, like things from Pinterest or just other lists that became available to me. And then just kind of compare and contrast and see what I needed and what I didn't need. Something else I'm really glad that I did was I took these lists into my doctor and said basically like, what do I actually need and what is just like overpacking and being ridiculous. And so she was able to help me cross a lot of things off the list that I would have probably packed and then would have regretted lugging to the hospital. So there are certain things that she said I wouldn't need that I still included just for my own preferences and feelings of security. But she basically said you should be able to walk into the hospital like just yourself and like your purse and be able and like be totally taken care of. And that was helpful to think about, like, okay, what do I actually need? And what are they, like, they're there to take care of you. They're there to make sure that you and the baby are comfortable and safe and everybody's functioning the way that they are supposed to. So there are a lot of specific things that I am bringing that you will just kind of have to filter through, like, will I actually want that? And there are other things that I hope, like, jog your memory and are like, oh my goodness, that's such a good idea. I didn't even think about bringing that. Ooh, I just burped in the middle of that sentence. Okay, I should make another disclaimer that if you are male or of a young-ish age, there are going to be some things that I will be talking about that might make you really uncomfortable. So I love that you're here and that you want to learn about me and my little baby and what I'm bringing to the hospital. So I love that you are curious and eager to find out, like, oh, well, I don't know what goes in a hospital bag. Let's see. But there are going to be some things that might freak you out. Childbirth is not like a pretty romantic process. So there are going to be some things that it's like, hey, this is just part of the deal and part of life, and maybe no one talks about it very much, but it's going to be a part of the birthing experience. So that's why I have those items in here. But if that kind of stuff might freak you out, I won't be hurt if you don't watch this whole video. There's a reason they used to just like lock women up in the later half of their pregnancies, is because they were like, there's a lot going on here and it's not very socially acceptable, so you should just probably go on like a vacation or stay in the east wing of the castle until things kind of sort themselves out, and then you can come back into society. Is because childbirth and the beginning of the child rearing process is not like a pretty thing. It's not romantic, and it's not tidy, and it's definitely not like 16th century court appropriate. Thankfully, a lot of that stuff is being talked about, and we're like, hey, this is real life, so just like deal with it. And pregnant ladies can appear in public, and it's not like a scandal. But there are some elements that are just unavoidable, and I will be talking about some of those. So let's get into it. Long intro. but I felt the need to make all of those disclaimers. So let's start with things specifically for baby. Now, they will provide all the basic things. So like, they're gonna have diapers. They're gonna have wipes. They're gonna have things like that. They're gonna have blankies. So like, your baby's gonna be warm enough and fine, but if there are certain things that you have preferences about, then you should bring those. So I packed a couple of each item, which is why my bag is stuffed and it wouldn't normally be. So the first things that I'm pulling out, I'm just going to talk about things as I pull them out because I'm going to put them right back in their spots. So I definitely have a little hat and some little mittens because it's getting cooler. Right now it's 80 degrees at the end of October, but her body is going to be a lot more sensitive to the temperatures one way, but in both ways. So I have a hat and I have these little mittens. The mittens are mostly so babies don't scratch their face, but they're also for warmth and also the cutest little things you've ever seen. So I have a hat and those mittens. It's also pretty normal for a hospital to give your baby a hat that either like the volunteers made or the nurses knit or something like that. I have some little bibs here that aren't for like food. They're more like drooling, feeding bibs. And I'm just packing a couple of those. This one has like cute little feathers on it. Oh my gosh, I can't. And those will mostly just be for, so I don't have to pack so many things of clothing. If she's like spitting up on her clothes, that hopefully these will prolong the wear of some of her clothing while we're in the hospital. I got a couple pairs of little baby socks because she might be chilly. A sleeper. This sleeper is the sleeveless one that's kind of like a sleeping bag. So it's got a zipper and that's just going to be helpful. In terms of clothing, I have her going home outfit. So because I care about outfits, I wanted to plan this one out strategically. So it's this cute onesie that says hello, and I think that's cute. And it comes with these little pants. In terms of clothing, I have packed a couple just extra outfits. So I have a couple of onesies and a couple of pairs of like leggings and pants. She'll probably just live in onesies, but just in case it's chilly in the hospital, I want to be prepared with pants. I can't find the onesies that I packed. I packed this pretty like intensely. Oh, they're down here. Okay. I packed a couple onesies, a few onesies. I packed 4 onesies. And I packed ones that either I didn't like care that much about or that were darker colors because basically like the adjustment from inside the belly to outside the belly, there's just like a lot flow in. So I packed a lot of them so that she could be changed pretty often if need be, but also I packed ones that wouldn't stain as easily as others. So they're not light pink, they're not white, they're not like light cute colors. I packed a brown, a gray, a black, and then I don't love animal print, so I packed an animal print one so that if she makes a mess in the animal print one, I won't care as much. Oh my goodness, I packed this so tightly. I gotta get it all back in there. I think that's it kind of in terms of clothing that I packed for her. Oh, and I have these cute booties. Look at that. To be honest, probably won't put them on her, but I can dream, can't I? In terms of other extra things, I packed a burp cloth. Now, they'll probably have one that I can use, but packed it just in case. I did pack some extra wipes because I just wasn't sure. Sometimes if they need to keep you for longer, or sometimes hospitals are like, oh, we only allow patients to use this many of this one thing. I don't know if they're going to be like that, but I feel like that sometimes is a thing. So I did pack some extras of stuff that I know they'll have, but just wanted to play it safe. So I did pack some wipes, and I did pack extra diapers. Now, I probably won't need them, like I said, but it's not gonna hurt to have them. So I packed like 6 newborn diapers or something like that, and then a little pacifier, and I washed it and put it in the bag so that I don't have to worry about germies getting on it while it's tumbling around in the backpack. Okay, other baby things. I packed diaper ointment just because I don't know if she's going to have a diaper rash right away or not. And yeah, they'll probably have diaper ointment, let's be honest. But I figured it wouldn't hurt to pack it. That might be it for the baby things. She won't need much that they won't provide, so that's why that's not as exciting. I am bringing this Jesus Storybook Bible because I'm really excited about it, and it's never too early to start reading to your kids. And that slips right in here. Oh, another thing I forgot, bringing swaddles. I don't have it. It's in the laundry to be washed today. So, I know they'll probably have blankies and swaddles for her, but I have one that I'm really excited about to like wrap her up in and like take pictures of her and send them to all the humans I know. So I am bringing that because it doesn't take up much room and it'll be fun. It'll just be a fun thing to have. One thing that is for both mom and baby is a nursing cover. So I got the nursing cover that is really trendy right now that's like a million things in one. And it has all these cute arrows on it, which I thought was fun. But it's got this hole in the top. And so if I need to nurse while we have guests visiting or something like that, this will be perfect for it. And then it also goes over the car seat in case it's a windy day or too chilly or we just want to keep her shielded from the world as we're leaving the hospital. And it comes in this little bag. So that's really nice that it stays compact and isn't like spaghettiing all over the backpack. Great, so I think that's a lot of the stuff that's packed for her. Surprisingly, I think I'm gonna need more than she is, which is just kind of a silly thing, but whatever. So right now, I don't have a lot packed because there's a lot I'm gonna have to wait last minute to pack, and I have that list. I'll share that list with you in a second. But things that like I use every day that I can't necessarily pack right now. So some of the things I have packed that I'm just leaving in here are just pairs of underwear. I have 4 right now. Gonna show them to you because it's my underwear. And then I have a nursing bra packed. Now, it's technically a nursing sleeping bra, so I'm just gonna like live in it for the like 24 or 48 hours that we're there. Basically so that when people come and I'm like in my just like robe that I don't feel like I'm flopping all over the place, you know what I'm saying? I got 2 nursing sleeping bras and they're so soft and comfortable, but they still do the like clip. They still have the clip right here, so that if the nurses need to come in or a lactation consultant needs to come in and work with me on something, it'll be easy access. So those are some things I have packed right now. I have a belly band packed because when you leave the hospital, they say you're gonna look about 7 months pregnant, but there's no baby in there anymore. So I'm probably just gonna wear this on the way out of the hospital so that I just feel more high and tight. I have a really soft scarf packed because sometimes hospitals can be chilly and also they're not like the coziest of environments. So I packed a scarf that will be cozy. I packed some socks, some really cozy socks. These are actually hospital socks from when my husband was in the hospital for an appendix drama situation. So a couple of years ago. So these are, I remember really liking these. I actually stole them from him when he was in the hospital because he doesn't like wearing socks. So I was like, I'm gonna wear these. And I brought them home, and now I'm bringing them back to the hospital. But they have the little grippies on the bottom, so the hospital staff don't mind you walking around in these because they know you're not going to slip as easily. Okay, so in terms of clothing, those are the things that I have packed and ready to go. In terms of things to do in the hospital, because it's like once you have the baby, they sleep a ton and you sleep a ton, but like you can't like go out and get coffee. So it is good to bring some things to do, which sounds kind of silly, but I'd rather have some things to do than not. So I'm bringing my coloring book, my Jane Austen coloring book. I love this. And I'm bringing my crossword book. I mentioned this on one of my Instagram stories the other day. And it's fun because this is something that like people can do together. So like if my husband and I are just hanging out, you know, like waiting for guests to come or whatever, that we'll be able to work on some things together. And of course we're bringing our computers. That's actually on my other list. But we'll be bringing our computers and stuff like that so we can watch movies and pass the time especially in case baby needs extra help and attention from the medical staff. She's gonna become the priority very quickly. So we will want some things to occupy our time, not only to distract us from being like scared and nervous, but just because we'll be hanging out at the hospital for long periods of time. And of course I have colored pencils to go with my coloring book. Oh, I thought about the underwear. So something that they give you is basically like disposable underwear, because post-delivery, now I haven't experienced this, but from the knowledge I have gained, post-delivery, there's just like a lot of fluid and a lot of blood and a lot of just everything that's coming out all the time. So they give you this disposable underwear in these giant pads that will hopefully absorb all those things, but just in case, I packed underwear that was either similar to the onesies that I didn't care about or was a dark color so that it wouldn't get ruined. They either won't stain or I can just throw them away. Okay, other things for me that I'm packing. Basic toiletries. I didn't think of this until a few days ago, of like, because I remembered like, oh, I should bring dry shampoo, and then I was like, I should probably just bring regular shampoo. The nurses told us that a lot of times after delivery, when the baby's getting cleaned up, mom likes to jump in the shower. So I thought that was cool that like I would be able to do that. But that makes sense that I would want to like rinse off and like get cleaned up before snuggling up with this little babe. So I have my shampoo and conditioner just in travel bottles. And then I have this weird thing where I always take the like hotel stuff, the like shampoo and conditioner and stuff, if it's like nicer or higher quality or I like the smell or whatever. So I have a bar of soap from a hotel. That's going to be a great size to bring to the hospital. And then I have my regular lotion and like face moisturizer, and then I have this special cream that a friend made for me that's specifically for pregnancy and stretch marks and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about this in a different video at a different time. But I have those two things in sample jars one's from MAC and one's from like some hair place. But after I used those products, I keep these, and that's what I use to put these little lotions in. Other toiletry items, I just have my hair product that I use. So when I shower and wash my hair and stuff like that, I can just put that in and feel somewhat like presentable. Now this is my backup traveling toothbrush because my husband and I have an electric toothbrush, which we will probably be bringing, but just in case we forget it, I'm gonna pack this guy so that I just for sure have a toothbrush. Deodorant, because who knows what I'm gonna smell like. And then my favorite dry shampoo, and this was on that same Instagram story that my crossword books were in. But this is so little in like travel size, so it's gonna be perfect to just stick in this bag. And to be honest, I'll probably keep it in this bag when I'm out and about with baby. Like if something happens, I don't know what could happen, but I'm sure there's a plethora of things that could happen. I'll probably just keep it in the bag just to make sure. I have one of these little pill things. I don't know what they're called. Do you know what they're called? I don't know what they're called. But I've got various medications, whether I can take them or not, especially for Paul. I've got some ibuprofen, some Tylenol, some, I actually don't know what some of these other things are. I should figure that out. And then I have, a 3 days worth of my, like, daily vitamins, and medicines. I will pack the medicines that I, like, need to take daily just on a regular basis. I'm going to pack those ahead of time so that when my contractions get to the point where I'm like, it's time to go, I'm not, like, having to, like, count out these little pills and put them in the thing and whatever. I'll just do that ahead of time so that they're ready to go, and I can just pack this whole thing in my bag, and not even worry about having to grab that as an extra item. And then you guys saw on my Instagram story that I'm using my September Ipsy bag. These are going to be just like fun things for me. They aren't going to necessarily be things that like everybody will want to bring. But I packed them for just myself. So the things I have in this little pouch are a lavender face mask. I have some lotion, some like luxury lotion, so it's not just like weird hospital lotion. It's something I'm actually excited to use. A nail filing kit. Now this might seem really silly, but one, I think I'm gonna pack like a mini nail polish, but that's just for fun. But especially if I get like a hangnail or my nails are too sharp and I feel like I'm scratching my little tender baby, I'm gonna bring this with just in case. It doesn't take up much space and I don't care what people think. Now I packed in here some minimal makeup, and minimal in number of products, but also like whether the product is high maintenance or not, because I know, like, okay, I will have just given birth and whatever, but we're gonna be taking a lot of pictures, there will be a lot of visitors, and I want to be, like, feel like myself and not feel like trash. So I have a cream blush, I have a colored chapstick, so it's really moisturizing, but it'll bring some color in my face, mascara, and a mini highlighter. So those things will just bring some life and dimension to my face that I might not have normally. And with that, I'm packing some makeup removal wipes. Now these are, again, things I swiped from a hotel, but they're individually packaged, and so it's perfect for a situation like this. Things I will put in this little black just for me bag are that new mirror that I bought. It will fit so nicely in here. That pink mirror, I talked about it in my Instagram story a while ago. And maybe some Shape Tape, but probably not. I think that's it. I think that mirror just needs to go in here, and that's that for this little bag. Oh, another thing I'll put in here is a lavender bath bomb, because before you deliver, to help ease some of the pain of contractions, you can sit in the jacuzzi tub that they have. Well, they meaning my particular hospital. Yours might not have it, so I'm really sorry. But mine has a jacuzzi tub that I'm allowed to use while I'm in labor. So I'll bring a bath bomb to make that experience a little bit more enjoyable. All right, getting into some of the medical type things. I have a friend who recently had a baby, and she gave me all of the extra, like, hospital swag that she didn't use. So those giant pads I was talking about, yep, right here. Look at this baby. This will probably go alongside the giant disposable mesh underwear that they give me. Another thing I have packed in here are disposable breast pads. Now my doctor said breast pads are most helpful when you're like really producing a lot of milk, so this would be a really good problem to have in the hospital if my breasts are like, yeah, feeding time, let's go, to the point where I would need a breast pad. And so I used to have a lot more packed in here, but after hearing that from her, I took some of them out. And then I have some dry skin salve because, newsflash, nipples get chapped, apparently. I've never experienced it, but it's specifically for cracked and dry nipples, so I'm looking forward to having that at my fingertips. All right, let's see what else is in this bag. Oh, there's a whole section I didn't open. That's great. Okay, so, that's all that's in here, is phone cords. So I have 2 of them. You know, like when you get a new iPhone, you get a new cord? Well, then you only have one phone and you have cords for every time you've gotten a new phone. So we had some extras, which is great. Or like an iPad or whatever, like your various technologies all come with a charger, which is awesome. So that when the time comes, we're not in the car on the way to the hospital like, oh my gosh, I forgot my phone charger and I'm supposed to call and text and email all these people that were in the hospital having a baby and I can't because my phone's dead. So to avoid that, I just packed the extra chargers that we have, and we just don't even have to worry about them, which is great. Okay, so now I want to talk about the things that I have listed to bring as like last minute items that are either things that like won't fit in my backpack, but are things that I want to make sure that I bring, or are things that I use on a daily basis and just don't want to forget them because they're not in this backpack. So my maternity leggings, I'm going to bring those because they're the comfiest thing ever. Chapstick, not only is it on like every single one of these checklists, but I need my chapstick, okay? And then in parentheses, I just have like purse. Don't forget your purse, like your ID and all that. Like, those are important things. My wedge pillow, so that's this guy right here. I sleep with him between my legs, but it also helps prop me up in a comfy way, and it's just like something from home, so it like won't feel so hospital-y. Computers and their power cords. My Bible and the various journals. So I have a journal for myself and then a journal for her that I've been writing in, but I think it'll be really fun to have, like when people visit, have them like write a little note like, hey, we came to visit you in the hospital. This is so fun, blah, 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 blah. So it'll be kind of like a guest book, but she'll be able to read it when she's older. Nursing pillow. Okay, this was one thing. Also, I feel like Queen Amidala. This was one thing that my doctor said, oh yeah, you should bring that because we don't like provide those, which makes sense because everybody's gonna have different preferences. Now this one looks basically like a giant travel pillow. And it's called a Boppy pillow. And I registered for it and somebody got it for me and I'm so grateful. And right now it has a water resistant cover on it. But there's a cover on its way in the mail that's like cute, that'll go over the water resistant cover. Both are washable. It's gonna be great. I also know that my breast friend is a nursing pillow that people like, but I got this one because it kind of like has different purposes as baby gets older. So it's not just helpful for nursing, it's gonna be really versatile. Okay, so clothing for me. Since I'm wearing a lot of my maternity clothing right now, I'm not gonna pack it. So I have just written down like, be sure to pack clothes. While I'm in the hospital, I'll probably just be in my robe. That's another thing that's on this list. My robe that just closes in the front and has a hood because I like things on my head. It's cozy. But aside from that, like, I'm gonna want to come home in clothing I probably wasn't like in labor in. Like if my water broke and we like go to the hospital, chances are those clothes need to be washed. So I'm gonna pack a coming home outfit for me. Now there's this big, it's not huge. There's this packet that my doctor gave me that is like the birth plan. And right now they're calling them preferences because you can plan and plan and plan, but what really matters is like, is baby safe? Is mom safe? And whatever the doctors need to do to make that happen, that's what they're gonna do. But I just don't want to forget that because they, in the moment of delivery and like labor, they're not gonna be like, would you prefer this or this? Like they need to be able to just look at the thing and know what your preferences are. So can't forget that. And then we have a lot of cozy blankies at my house. that I'm going to want to bring for myself and for Paul, like I know he's going to want one, will feel a lot more cozy than the hospital blankets. The hospital provides a lot of women with water bottles, but something about the hospital, like water jugs with the straws, like kind of freaks me out. I don't know if it's just because of the time that I've spent in the hospital, like when my mom was sick and like when Paul was sick and stuff like that, but I'm definitely going to bring my own water bottle instead of using that one. Okay, so these lists, I got 3 different lists from Pinterest, consolidated them, crossed out the things I don't need, but also one of the classes that we took with the hospital gave us this like basically like textbook of everything you need to know about birthing a child, and in it there's a hospital bag checklist. So there's the categories that are for the expectant mom, for the partner, and then for mom and for baby. That's really helpful too. I'll probably go through this and see if there's anything that I missed, but that was a whole other resource I didn't even expect to get. Some extra things that I won't be able to just like put in a backpack. Something I'm most excited about is leaving a treat, like a thank you treat for the nursing staff. And I'm delegating that. I am not going to do that myself. But having somebody bring in like lemon bars or banana bread or something like that. Bringing snacks and drinks so that we don't have to pay for things at the vending machine. Those will be kind of Paul's responsibility because I'll be pretty taken care of, even though hospital food kind of freaks me out. A list of people for Paul to text and call and email. And in those categories, I'm going to write down like family members and close friends who need to know when we're like on our way to the hospital, people who just need to know like when she's born, specific people that we've invited to come visit in the hospital, family members that are kind of hard to reach, like having somebody call them. That list of people needs to be pretty set in stone because in the time I won't be able to think through like, oh, don't forget this person, don't forget this person. I can't rely on my brain to be able to fulfill those duties. Something I thought was really clever was bringing an extra bag for gifts. Now, I'm not anticipating people bringing like loads and loads of things, but if people do come and they do bring presents for me or for the baby or for Paul, we don't want to have to like try and juggle those things along with all this other stuff plus a baby on our way out the hospital. Something I am debating bringing or not is my wand, my hair wand and straightener. It wouldn't hurt to bring it, but I might get into a situation where I'm like, I have a couple hours, a lot of people are coming this afternoon, baby's sleeping, I wish I had it with me. And so I might bring it, but if that's something you're into, definitely consider what like hair tool you would want to bring. Don't forget your contacts or your glasses if that is something you need. That's not something I need, but it might be something that needs to go on Paul's list. And speaking of Paul's list, the things that the partner should bring and the dad should bring are definitely like, he needs to have his own hospital bag. So like he needs to have his own bag of overnight things that's like ready to go. So obviously a change of clothes, basic toiletries, hospital bed situation isn't awesome. And Paul really has some preferences about his sleeping arrangements. So on his list specifically, I have pillows and maybe a mattress pad just so that he sleeps as well as possible while he's in the hospital with me. Bottled drinks, I have LaCroix because that's his favorite. And cash and quarters for vending machines. Now we might run into a situation where we didn't bring enough snacks or I just feel like something else. And so I definitely want to make sure that we bring quarters or coins or $1 bills for the vending machines that are at the hospital. Oofda! That was like a lot of stuff. I'm totally from the Midwest. Oofda. That's cute. Thanks so much for sticking with me. There's probably some other things that I'm going to add to this list. This is definitely not like all-inclusive because everybody is so different. Like every person is so different and everybody has such different preferences. Like I've been thinking about bringing like a cozy stocking cap just to like have and also then I don't have to do my hair. Trying to think of like what snacks we want to bring, and there are just so many things that like, yeah, you could bring that, but so there are a lot of things that I'm bringing even though I know I don't need to. to make the whole experience a little bit more enjoyable. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that it was a resource, or will be someday. I hope it didn't freak you out too much. And we just can't wait for this little one to be here. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for keeping it real with my cold and my no makeup and my no hair. My undone hair. I have hairs. They're actually doing pretty well right now. Pregnancy hair is pretty awesome. It's got this nice flippy outy thing, so at least it doesn't look crazy. I'm sure that if I have certain things updated, I'll put them on probably Instagram. So if you watch this video and you're like wondering if there are any updates, definitely check Instagram. That will probably be the place where I will post things. Keep it real. I almost did this. I don't know what that means. Isn't it like hang loose, like chill out? Maybe that can mean the same thing. Keep it real. And let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. I'm just kind of winging it over here, waiting for this baby to show up. So definitely let me know what things are on your preference radar. Thanks for wanting to see this video and for watching it and for supporting me in my endeavors. Okay, bye.